Hey guys, it's Allyn, and I wanted to talk with you about something I've been thinking about lately, which is, you know how there are things that you notice yourself doing and you don't want to be doing those things, like your unconscious habitual pattern things. Like, well, to be honest, one of mine is that I am really mean inside my head to me. I'm laughing about it because it's embarrassing, even though I know so many of us are like this. Um, and I know this because I coach people and they are like this. And so I was like, hey, look at that. I'm not the only one. But anyway, when I have something that's a little bit scary, like talking on this, for some reason, I don't know why it's scary. I teach yoga, I coach people, I've gotten used to being in front of a screen, in front of a camera, in front of people, but I'm usually talking about, listening to them and asking them questions, or I'm teaching yoga, teaching breath work, teaching movement, teaching sound vibration, things that I've been studying for 13 years and feel super comfortable sharing about. But when it comes to sharing what's inside of me, it's a perfect example for what I wanted to talk about. What happens is, and tell me if you can relate to this, that in your head, as you're sharing about something, you start having that mean girl voice in the back of your head saying, why are you saying these things? Everyone's going to think you're stupid. Everyone's going to think you're terrible, blah, blah, blah. You're so dumb, boo, whatever. Like all those mean thoughts that happen inside your head. And then it stops you or gets in your way of you being like fully free and fully authentically you and sharing all the goodness that you have inside, or even just sharing the thoughts that you are wanting to share with people, because you're stopping yourself with your mental, in yoga they call it the monkey mind. And the word, I love the word for it in Sanskrit, it's chittavritti. So you have this chittavritti constantly like nagging you and being mean to you and telling you all the reasons why you shouldn't and can't, and making you afraid to do things and stopping you from doing things. So that is one way that this manifests. Another way that you might, if that's not resonating with you at all, is, a lot of people have issues with food and with eating. And this is an area that we like instantly can be unconscious. And I'm talking about a lot of people do this in the evenings. They're a little bit bored perhaps, whether you're lonely or you're with someone who you're not feeling intimately connected with in the moment, or you have some challenge going on and your chittavritti is cha-chaing in your brain. And even though you're having dinner or watching a movie with your family or whatever, and unconsciously you think, I'm hungry, I want to eat, I need to be putting something in my mouth, even though you're not hungry because you just ate dinner and you're not really needing to eat, but it's just something that you're doing as an unconscious pattern that you do all the time. And then you wonder why the next morning you wake up and you don't feel good in your tummy, and you don't feel good getting dressed because you don't like the way your body is feeling in your pants or whatever. So these are some examples of unconscious negative habitual patterns that we can have. And it's one of my favorite things to teach about and to coach about, because they seem so like automatic. They seem so much a part of who we are, and they seem uncontrollable. And I am here to tell you that they are controllable. You can do things to change your unconscious negative patterning. It takes effort, I will not lie to you. It takes consistency. It takes a commitment to yourself. And once you have those things and you find the right tools to utilize, you can start to have an awareness of what you're thinking. You can start to notice, oh, look, I'm like craving my pretzels at night. Why am I craving pretzels? Or I'm craving chocolate. Why am I craving chocolate right now? And you can sit with it and get present, get conscious. I mean, that's what self-awareness is just consciousness, right? And you start to notice, I have this emotional yearning for something, and here I am about to dip my hand in the bag and grab the thing. And can I stop for a moment and just ask myself, why? Why do you want this right now? What is it going to make you feel better about? Because if you're truly not hungry, so you're not eating, for example, to feel better, to satiate hunger, then why are you doing it? And oftentimes you're going to find that there's an emotion or a thought that's causing an emotion inside of you that you're not wanting to deal with in the moment. And so you're going like this so that you could unconsciously repeat an old behavior that you created a belief about at some point, probably early in your life, that doing that thing, putting that salty, crunchy thing or that sweet thing in your mouth is gonna make you feel better. You'll get rewarded by yourself or by a parent or a teacher or someone of authority. And somehow it's a way for you to distract yourself from an actual important thought you're having that's causing a feeling that has created, after repetition, a belief. So I invite you, like I'll notice it with myself that I'm about to do something new and it's a little uncomfortable, and I had all that chitta-vritti go in and start to fumble me up and not let me focus and think. And then I said to myself, you know what? That is trying to take my attention away from me speaking from here. So what can I do about it? I can just get present with it. I named it. I spoke about it. I shared that thing with you that was happening for me, that happens for a lot of people. And I called it out. I said, I know you're trying to get my attention so that I can't be focused here. And by calling it out and bringing awareness to it, it loses some power. So then it quieted down and I was able to just talk for a few moments about what happens, why we go into our unconscious negative habits and patterns. And now I want to share with you that one of the easiest ways to stop that unconsciousness and to stop yourself from repeating the behavior that you don't want, which, trust me, I have done this myself. I'm sure you have seen yourself about to take the thing and had the thought, why am I doing this? I don't want to do this, but you keep going, you keep doing it. And whether if it's not an eating thing, it's a mindset thing. Like I have so many times stopped myself from recording things, even though I have recorded a ton of content, but from coming on live, for example, I will clean the toilet rather than do that, right? So when you notice yourself having these unconscious things that you do and you're seeing yourself do it and you're asking yourself, why is that happening? Why can't I stop myself? You actually can. And the way you stop yourself is to just stop in the moment and be with it. Okay, mean self-talk. What kind of lies do you want to tell me right now? And then just hear them. You can't do this because this, that, and that. And when you were 5, this happened. When you were 6, that happened. And you were called slow. And you were this. And your teacher thought you had an educational handicap. And da 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 da. All the negative things. Let them say their things. And then you can say, well, thank you for sharing. That is all bullshit. That's stuff that I thought was true when I was a little girl. And yes, I have been letting you run my life for many, many years, but today I'm choosing to stop. Today, I see that all that chitta-vritti, all of that monkey mind swinging around, all of those thoughts, they are the childlike me, the childish me. My 6-year-old girl made up those beliefs. What did your 4 or 5 or younger or older girl or boy self make up as beliefs for you that put you into unconscious habit and you're doing things you don't want to be doing that are hurting you now as an adult. I mean, I have had about 50 years since the first negative incident that I can remember where I was told, or I wasn't told actually, I overheard a teacher sharing with my parent that they thought I might have a learning disability. They thought I was maybe slow or handicapped in some way because I was so engaged in the thing I was doing and it took me forever to do it. So I was literally slow at things and I wasn't very present with what was happening around me. I got really into the thing I was doing. And even though since then, about, I don't know, a year and a half later, I was tested and I tested as a gifted child, not a slow or handicapped child. But my 5-year-old self still thinks, oh my God, they're going to find out that I'm slow. Oh my God, they're going to find out I'm not that smart. Oh my gosh, they're going to find out. And I let that little 5-year-old girl run my life for 50 years now. I'm 55. So I say to myself in the moment when I'm about to do that thing, I listen to all the 5-year-old stuff and then I say, thank you, sweet little 5-year-old Allyn, for sharing that with me. I know you think that's true. I know that's what you made it be for you. I know that's how you described it for yourself back then. But I'm 50 years older and I know better than you. So let me tell you, little Allyn, you're wrong. You're adorable, but you're wrong. You are not slow. You are actually incredibly bright. You are not whatever. You do not need to eat to squash your feelings down. You don't need to have that drink if you don't want to put that drink in your mouth. You don't need to keep talking because you're uncomfortable. You don't need to hide in your home and not go out and be social. Whatever your thing is, let it have its voice. Notice where it's coming from. And then say to that however year old self, I understand why you made that become what it has become. I understand why you believed that to be a truth. But I tell you now, as a much wiser and older adult, that's not the actual truth. So when you're able to have that moment with yourself, you separate yourself from that false belief that you've been not aware of as a false belief. You've thought it was your truth, but you separate that lie from yourself today. And then you get to say to yourself, you can make it go shorter and shorter, as you practice with this. This is what the challenging part is that you have to practice it every single time it happens. Every single day, multiple times a day. You have to stay present with yourself enough to notice, oh, there is that big old lie again. And then you get to say, okay, lie, I hear you, but remember, you made that up when you were 5 or 6 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 10, whatever it was, and that is not actually a truth for me today. So that is not me. I separate myself from that belief and I let it go, and then I free myself up to move forward and move on and be able to do the big, exciting, and powerful things that I want to do today. And you have the same power to do this as well. So you can stop yourself from overindulging, stop yourself from being mean to other people or to yourself. You can stop yourself from doing that unconscious, habitual thing that has been happening over and over and over. And you can break that pattern by retraining your brain. That's what this is. You stop yourself, you be present with it, you hear what it has to say, you say, hey, big old 405 freeway that's paved in my brain, you are a lie. This is my truth. And you have this tiny little footpath in your brain that's starting to build a new neural pathway. And the more times you do this, the stronger this new little tiny footpath becomes and starts to become the 405 freeway in your brain. And that old one that's been that unconscious thought forever that's been causing you to unconsciously do the same things over and over that are self-sabotaging, that pathway will get smaller and smaller and smaller. And this is how we change. I hope that this helps you today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, write something to chat below, or direct message me. I coach people on this topic. If you have an issue and you can't tell what the unconscious thing is that's happening, sometimes working with someone is a great way to have someone on the outside see your thing. I work with a coach because it does help me see things about myself that sometimes we have blinders on and you can't see your own stuff. You can see everyone else's real easy. But anyway, I'd be happy to work with you. I also teach breath work and I teach yoga, and I have some really exciting online stuff going on that I will be sharing with you soon. So anyways, use this tool. Don't be afraid to go in and to listen to what your old beliefs are trying to make you do and trying to make you think. Ask yourself, where did that come from? Is it my parents? Is it a teacher? Is it because of a situation that happened when I was a little kid? Why did I take that on? Why have I been letting it run my life? And then separate yourself from it by saying, no, little me, that's not for me anymore. I am actually a brave and powerful and smart and capable adult person, and you can't stop me anymore. Na, 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 na. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you for listening. I hope this helped, and I look forward to talking with you again soon, which I will be doing.